Yo, what's good, Fishing Edge fam? We're back with another video. I'm back in my college ponds today, and I don't have too high of an expectation other than just to go out and fish and have fun. It did just storm, so the bite may be on. I have on a moving bait and a slow moving bait, so we'll see what we can do. Stay tuned. All right, so we're starting off at this smaller pond today, as you guys can see on the GoPro. Very small, but I have caught a couple fish out of here, so I'm coming back. And what I have tied on first is I have on just a elite chatterbait, black and blue. So I'm just going to do a few casts, especially since this point down here is being like pushed up by wind. I have a feeling that a couple fish might be stacked up in here, and we're just going to see if we could get any to bite. I have a feeling we will be, especially because, like I said, we just had a pretty big rainstorm, and the pressure's low because another storm front's blown in, because we're getting storms the next, I think, like 3 days down here in Florida, which, as you can tell by the water level, we need some storms, and we need to get these pond levels back up because that's been affecting the fishing. So since the pressure's low, this bite should be on, you would think. So I'm just going to toss around in here for a little bit, and then I'm going to move to another pond, maybe hit up a new one that I have not fished yet at this campus. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys just how, like, let me check the GoPro real quick. You guys can kind of tell how, like, small this pond is, but I'm just going to do a little flick with my rod, and watch, I'll hit that other bank. Okay, I was just a little shy, but you guys get the point. This pond is super small, but it does have fish in here. All right, so on this rod and reel, we have I think it's a Strike King, like rodent or beaver. I don't know. It's one of those style baits. And I have it completely weightless, and I have a bobber stop on there just so I could try to get through the grassy areas a little more, because the pond I'm going to next is full of grass. So I'm just going to do a couple flicks in front of this and see if there's anything under there that wants a slower moving bait. I have never fished one of these like beaver style baits by Strike King, so we're gonna see how good they are today. It honestly doesn't look like it has that much action. I have the appendages separated. It just doesn't seem like it's got that much kicking action to it, because those appendages are super dense too. I'm gonna do a couple casts back into this grassy area and see if there's anything kind of pushing up into the bank. All right, so I didn't get anything. I might take and tie on a new, what was that? Something just like exploded. Yeah, I think what I might do is tie on another creature bait, because I'm gonna see what it looks like if I just swim this thing. Because, yeah, like, even when I swim it, the tails have no action, so unless they were on like a really like subtle bite, I don't think this thing is any good, because there's absolutely no movement. So I'm gonna throw the chatterbait around this angle for a little bit, and then I might move to the next pond. All right, guys, I'm gonna make a move. I'll turn you guys back on when I get to the other pond. All right, guys, so we made it to pond 2, and I tried on the watermelon red bandito bug, and I know there's a drain right here. I forgot my polarized glasses, so I can't really see that well, but I do know there's a drain right here. So I'm gonna just flick this out there and see if there's any hanging out. There's probably some like fresh water being pumped through these drains because of that rainfall we just had. So I'm gonna have to try to find those drains as best as I can to see if there's any, oh, that was really bad, to see if there's any bass chilling on them. I'm thinking this side of the pond, I'm gonna have to walk behind these trees, but this side of the pond should be a pretty decent place because that's kind of where the wind is blowing. I'm gonna let this thing sink a little bit, see if I could get it a little deeper. Alright guys, we're up to our third pond, and I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a bunch of stuff that just got pushed off this bank as soon as I clicked the GoPro button. So we're gonna see if we could get hooked onto anything in this pond right here. I wasn't really able to get a clear look at what got scared off, but there was at least 3, one right there in front of me and to the left of me. Oh, there was a bunch of fry in there too, so that makes me think that there are bass in here, since the bass are the latest things to spawn. Right there, you guys see that one? That was a big one that just spooked off. I might be a carp. Could very well be a carp. And try to run it right along this grass edge right here and see if there's anything in this tall grass that wants to come out and ambush my chatterbait. Alright, I'm gonna flip the bug through here a couple times to see if what's ever in here would take a bug. And then I'm gonna walk over to that bank where that storm drain is. The storm drain right here is just a little too shallow to have to worry about bass or anything being right there. There's definitely something in front of me though that keeps blowing up air bubbles. I don't think it's a gator, because he hasn't came up yet. It could be a turtle, or it could just be a tilapia or something like that, just causing trouble, guys. So I'm gonna try to talk quiet so I don't spook anything if there's anything in here, but we are currently right in front of this storm drain. Oh, that bird scared me. I'm just gonna do a couple flicks into it. This pond could just be overran by tilapia, because 99% of the ponds in here are overran by tilapia. Alright guys, so we're walking up to it, and First thing I noticed, water pumping out of that and a huge storm drain right here. So I'm going to flick the bandito bug around a little bit, try to get on a quick little bite and just flick in front of these to see, and if nothing, I might be able to get a bite on the chatterbait. Definitely think there will be some fish up in here, if there are any fish in this pond. All right, let's see. There's a pipe right here, and then there's this one pumping out this fresh water. The reason why you want to fish this area, especially with this fresh water, is since this is probably fresh rainwater, so it's fresh oxygen being pumped into this pond. And these bass will sometimes just sit right here, just so they don't really have to move and find oxygen, because it's all right here. I honestly don't know why I keep coming to these ponds. I never really have good luck here. I'm gonna cast up into that corner though, and do a couple casts just along. There we go, fish on. Let's try not to let him slip or spit it. Oh, dude, this is a chunk. This dude is chunky. All right. There we go, guys. Look how chunky this little chunker is. Let's get a quick picture of this little dude. All right, there we go, guys. So that gave me some hope, definitely. I casted right to that corner, like I said, and he took it almost instantly. That was a little chunky. I couldn't tell either that was just a really fed male or it was a female sitting on a bed or something. I'm gonna keep casting along this wall and see, maybe that's where they are, is just hiding up along this wall. I'm on again. Another littler one. Let's try to get this thing in so I don't lose it. Oh, came off at the bank. There it goes, quick release. So that's, so far that's 2 on this chatterbait. The chatterbait's been putting in the work. This pond is starting to produce. I knew that one was gonna come off just by the way its mouth was. I saw that the hook wasn't in it all that well. So I knew if he jumped, he would have spit it, and as soon as he got to the bank, it probably would have came out. All right, guys, here we are, pond 5. A lot of lily pads. That's why it might be really good for a frog bite right now. I've never caught fish out of this pond. I've seen a lot of things blow up in here, but I've never personally caught anything. Actually, I'm not even gonna mess around. I'm gonna just hurry up and tie on a black frog onto this phantom rod. So I'll turn you guys on in a second. All right, guys, so we have the black filthy frog on. I trimmed the skirts just a little bit because they weren't too big to begin with, so I should probably set my brakes. I don't know. I'm just gonna flip this over these pads a little bit. Oh, crap, dude. All right, guys, something just took my frog under. but I missed it. I don't think it didn't fully get it under. I think it might be a little too small. All right, Fishing Inch fam, I don't know how well you guys can see me, but it was a pretty rough day. I went out, explored, I think a total of 5 ponds, which was pretty crazy. They weren't huge ponds though, but it was fun going out exploring. I ended up getting 2 fish. At the last pond I was in, I don't know if I'm gonna show any footage of it because it was so dark. I missed 2 fish on a frog just messing around. But that concludes today's episode. If you enjoyed and made it this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm peacing out. See you next time.
The other side where I can see the sun, but I can't forget my past, everything that we had done. Baby, I don't need you, but